Hello, my name is Peter John Hunt, and today I'm going to show you some custom functionality to set a custom page to be your archive page in WordPress. Let's hop in. All right, so I have my sample site here, and I've got a couple other tabs open. I'll show you in a second, but just to frame this up a little bit, so pretty common situation. You've got a WordPress site with a post type, a custom post type, and you want to be able to set a custom page for your archive page. Reason you might want to do this is, especially on like marketing sites, a lot of marketing sites will have a post type for maybe like our work or portfolio. And the portfolio page, while it does show all those individual posts, also has a lot of marketing content. Maybe a fancy hero, fancy other sections, etc. And maybe those sections are really kind of the same sections used across your other site, so they're already in your header or whatever, right? Now, an archive page by default loads up just all the posts as its post data, and so you can just loop through the posts and output them. And while that's all well and good, sometimes it's nice to be able to treat an archive page a little bit more just like any other page. So I'm going to show you a little plugin that we've built, some functionality we've used. It's heavily based off of how WooCommerce does it, especially for the shop page. That's a great example where it's both a post type archive as well as a custom page that you can see in the back end and attribute additional metadata to, etc. So especially when you get to I want to have custom data in the database attached to my archive page, this is super convenient to actually have a real page attached to your archive page. So I've gone ahead and split this functionality into a little plugin that I put up on my GitHub. This will be in the blog post as well as in the repo for the sample project as well. So let's go ahead and jump into the code here. So I've already prepped all the code, so I'll just kind of talk through it a little bit. What I did here is just added a new post type. We're calling this books, just kind of as a sample. And so by default right now, if I go to the back end of my site, I've got my books post type, got a new book. If I were to want to view this, I would just have to either add it to a menu or run the get post type archive link, or just go directly to the page itself. So this page, let me reset permalinks here. So this page, archive page, does exist for the post type, but it's a little bit hard to find. It's not always the most convenient for to change the URL, some different stuff like that, right? And so really what I'd like to do is I'd like to actually attach it directly to a page like this, similar to how our blog page or our home page can be attached to a page as well, right? So what this plugin does, and let me show you this here real quick. It does a couple things. So first, it allows you to set the has archive post type arg to be custom page, and that'll kind of set up the wiring so that it knows to treat that like a custom page. So let's just go ahead and do that real quick here. So instead of has archive true, we'll just change this to custom page. Next up, what it does is it actually adds a page to the reading settings in WordPress. So that's where you set the whether you've got a static page or what your blog page is. So let's actually just go ahead and go over there and check that out. So now it's actually dynamically added this section here with a dropdown of all our different pages. This is super convenient, especially if you have multiple post types and you want multiple post types to have custom pages. And then it just kind of being in that same place as where you would normally set this for the blog page or the home page, etc. So just go ahead and save that. Set that to books page. This function is actually just rendering that drop down. This next function is it's kind of a nice to have. It just renders which page it is in the back end. So what I mean by this is kind of like what you're used to seeing when you're on this pages tab for your front page or your post page. Just adds this nice little status right here so you can clearly see which one is attached to that archive. And then really the last function here, so what this does is this just goes ahead and says, hey, if we're on a custom page that's set as, custom archive page, let's go ahead and set up the post data to be that page instead of just the default query of all the posts. Now, this might be something that you don't want because maybe you want it to load the posts, but this is kind of convenient, especially if you've got a nice big hero and you want to be able to get special metadata or slider or something from that page specifically. And then really what you could do is you could just reset post data after you're done getting the page variables themselves. Let's just go ahead and reset permalinks here again. Resetting permalinks is probably something that I should just add to this plugin to be automatic. I just have kind of yet to do that. So then we can go ahead and view the page. And you can see now we've actually got the link of our page here, but it's actually outputting each of our books. So this is just a convenient way to, now it's actually attached to this page. We can add this page into the WP nav or use metadata on the back end of this page and just kind of tie all that together. So there's probably some other advancements. I'd like to add a README to the plugin repo especially, but I'd be interested to hear if you've done something similar or if you have any feedback on the plugin. And this is something we use in almost all of our sites. Pretty much all of our sites have custom post types, and it's extremely convenient to be able to attach custom post type to a page itself. So hope you guys like it, and definitely leave a comment if you've got any suggestions, and check out some of my other videos. I've got some about WP CLI and kind of other advanced topics that you might be interested in. So thanks.